Okay, good morning. This morning we're going to talk about safe operation of a baler or box crusher. You can see I've got my PPE on, gloves, glasses. We wear the glasses to keep something from getting in our eye, dust, pieces of paper, believe it or not. We wear our gloves because a lot of these pieces of cardboard have staples and you don't know what's in them, obviously, to protect your hands. So the first thing we're going to do is go over to the disconnect, and we keep the disconnect locked out for your safety. So we're going to unlock that, remove the lock, turn on the disconnect. Now the baler is powered up, and so we can move the ram up and down as we need to do. The ram was left in the down position, which is something we always want to do, is leave the ram down because that's what compresses the material inside. So this is operated by a key switch on the side of the baler. So we turn the key, the baler comes on, and the ram goes up. Now, one of the things we want to make sure that anybody that operates a baler understands is that as an operator, your job is to put material in the baler and run the ram up and down. There's nothing to adjust on this machine. The ram goes up, the ram goes down. You don't have to turn the screws. You don't have to do anything exotic, turn the pressure up, turn the pressure down. The only thing you do is flip the key, ram goes up, ram goes down. Okay, next thing we want to do is when we have this in this position, you notice the door is still down, but the ram is up. So we got to raise the door, and we keep our hands on the outside. Raise the door up to its highest position, and then we want to have a nice comfortable working position because we're going to be doing this a lot during the day, and we want to rotate from this side to that side throughout the day so we don't get repetitive motion injuries. We're going to take our material, our cardboard today, throw it in the baler, and fill this box up with material. So as we're doing that, we want to keep the material as level inside the machine as we can. We also want to make sure we keep our hands out of the machine. So as we load this stuff, once we fill the box up with material, then we're going to close the door, step around the side of the machine, turn the key. The ram goes up and down automatically. And then so throughout the day you're going to repeat this process. The one thing you do not ever do is you do not ever stick your hand inside the machine, because as that comes down, it will not stop until it gets to the bottom of its travel. So if you have your arm or hand in there, you won't get it back. So don't ever put your hands inside the machine, and stay a safe distance away while you operate. Once the baler completes its operational cycle, we'll raise the door and we'll start over again. Now let's say you're running the baler and it quits unexpectedly. It's not done with its cycle. Is it your job to fix the machine? No, it's not. You're the baler operator. You put material in. You're not the baler repairman. You know, we have people that work on balers. So what do? First thing is, you got to go over here to the disconnect again, shut the disconnect off, put the lock back on, lock it, take the key out, and then you're going to go to your supervisor. You're going to tell him that there's a problem with the baler. You're going to tell him that you've locked the disconnect and give him the key, and then he'll take the proper precautions from that point on. He'll call the baler repairman if necessary. He'll take care of locking it out. The lockout part's been done, but tagging it out properly so that you don't have to. So now let's say in the course of doing this, like I did a minute ago when I was trying to get that piece of cardboard out, I could have got my finger caught in the cracked part of this box and smashed my finger or cut my finger. What do I do then as an operator? Well, immediately you do the same thing, shut the machine off, you go to your supervisor, and you tell your supervisor, I've hurt myself, he'll make a determination as to the extent of your injuries, what we'll need to do as management folks to treat you in the best possible way. Whether we can do it here with first aid, or whether you need to go to a clinic for stitches or something like that. So that's your job as a baler operator. Number one, wear your PPE. Number two, fill up the machine. Be conscious of how you're doing it, and try and keep the material level in the machine. Keep your hands out of the machine. Whenever you walk away from the machine, lock it out. Put the lock in. You can leave the key in it if you're coming back to work, but if we're shutting it down for maintenance, you pull the key out and give that to your supervisor. Other than that, that's simple as it gets. It's a pretty easy job. It's very strenuous work if you do it all day. Thank you very much. Appreciate your attention.